Well, hello.
What up? What up?
Welcome to the Willow Hour.
Welcome to the Willow Hour.
You're here.
I'm here.
We're here.
We're here.
I'm so glad.
We're all here together.
I know.
I can't believe it. It's the start.
It
This is the
is.
beginning. We're starting a podcast.
Yes.
This is our podcast.
I'm Hope.
I'm Zena. This is the Willow Hour.
This is BFFs.
BFF time. We're BFFs.
Yeah.
We've been best friends for almost 10
years.
years, and we are starting a podcast. You know, everybody's starting a podcast
Yeah.
these days.
Because I know, we got shit to say.
We have things to talk about.
We really do.
And so we're going to be sitting here on YouTube and talking about some very juicy topics,
Yes.
some very important topics,
Very.
deep discussions. And this episode here is going to be about us, how, giving the background on who
Yep.
we are. How do we become friends?
How did it all start?
Yeah,
Honestly, it's a story worth telling.
it is. And we wanted to start it off by giving our story before
Yeah.
we get into topics of what do we want to talk about? Who are they?
Yeah.
Who are we?
Who are we? You can always start here.
You can start
know.
here. You can come back here.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot of context and
Yes.
and just shit to talk about.
For sure. We're besties and honestly hoping that we can all be besties.
Yeah, join us, bestie.
This is a bestie experience.
Yeah. No, it really is though.
It is.
This is the epitome
Of bestie.
of a bestie
Yep.
experience.
And
You know what we
so-
say in bestie? This is bestie.
Yes.
Okay?
This is top-notch bestie.
So join us.
Whipped and
bestie.
dipped
Suited and booted. Spooned.
and groomed.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
is a moment.
Oh shit. Disclaimer. I want to give you a disclaimer. Thank you, Hope, my BFF, for reminding me that I have a disclaimer to share. This is the disclaimer. If you don't like us, leave. Just kidding. You should stay until you like us.
Yes. Because you will.
Guaranteed. Money back. Guarantee.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've got that out the way,
I think we can get started.
I think we can get started now.
It's time.
I'm ready.
I got a drink.
Oh my gosh.
I got a drink. I'm thirsty.
That was some ASMR for you guys.
I just need to mention that this is Zena's first time drinking this drink. How is she doing?
I'm not a sparkling person, But this is giving.
Yeah,
It's giving.
it is.
Sorry, you guys. You didn't come here for mouth sounds, and we didn't.
No.
we didn't bring you here to give you mouth
No,
sounds.
we didn't.
We're just thirsty,
Yes. And
and
we gonna
So-
be talking.
we gotta drink. You gotta hydrate the areas.
So where? When? How? It started at UMass Dartmouth.
Yes, we both went to UMass Dartmouth.
The school just made sense
Yeah,
in every way. Dinero,
yeah.
shape.
Shape. It's a perfect shape.
It's a perfect shape.
It's a circle.
It's a circle campus.
The smartest. May have never heard about it, but it's the perfect shape for a
Yes.
university to be. Circle.
Look it up.
Inner circle, classes. Outer circle, dorms. Yeah, look it up.
Honestly, one day we'll bring you to the campus. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Oh,
It'll-
yeah, we sure will.
We definitely will.
That's a good idea.
Yes.
Okay.
So, yeah, we chose it. And then we both ended up choosing the same roommate.
Yep. So then we ended up in a triple.
Yep. Got it in the mail. Said triple.
3 people.
Yep.
Wow.
I saw this extra name. And I said, who?
Me.
I did a quick search and I was like, this girl, I honestly felt bad for her.
Well, damn. Tell me more. Well, why did you feel bad for
Okay,
me?
the way that it appeared to me
Yeah.
was that, you were the extra.
Oh, poor me.
Yeah, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I saw that they're in, some pictures together, but it really seems like she probably likes
I just tacked on
my
myself.
friend a
Yeah,
little bit more than my friend likes her.
Wow.
And so,
That's so funny.
yeah, but I didn't know.
I saw your picture and I was like, he was in a picture. You was standing with some tall white man. And you was wearing this North Face jacket, and just I don't know, maybe it was the way your hair was laid in that photo in that moment, or it was the white man or the North Face. I don't know. I think it was everything all together, and I was like, snowboarding. My first thought was, this is a snowboarding chick, winter sports. This is I don't know. It was just a leap. Winter sports, snowboarding. I don't know,
And I
man.
have never snowboarded.
And you won't.
Nope, it's not in my future.
It's not for you.
But I can see how everything in that picture screams snowboarding.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I was a little salty when I heard that at the first time.
Like me?
'Cause I was like,
Snowboarding?
damn, that's the vibe I give off? That's not me. But
It was just one photo that just stood out
Yep.
to me,
so you know, we connected before it started, and I had already kind of made up my mind about this one over here because of the way that the room, the bed selection was.
I stole a bed, I claimed it, and I didn't give any opportunity for discussion.
No, you didn't.
I did that.
Yeah. And I honestly wasn't going to fight you on it. It just wasn't worth it.
I honestly am shook because I'm not that kind of person.
I know.
I am not assertive like that.
And I'm kind of the person who's going to fight you.
But
But
you
I
did
let
it,
it go.
and we was just different.
Yep.
We was different. So,
And I decided that I wasn't going to like her also from that experience. I was like, you know what? Fine. Go be in the corner. I don't have to look at you.
yeah,
Yep.
fair. And the first day I saw you, you came in, you was wearing Sophie shorts, you was bringing all your stuff in, and I was like, sporty, confirmed. I don't know.
Snowboarding?
Sporty.
Sporty.
You
Winter
just
sports?
sporty spice.
Yep.
I don't know. You was just sporty.
But no. I mean, yes. I was sporty. I
You
was
were sporty.
athletic, but I wasn't snowboarding. I wasn't
You were just
what she
snowboarding
thought I
sporty.
was. And I remember, I don't know, nothing happened on that first day, but I just decided that I didn't have to not like you.
Good for you.
I know, it was like a big moment.
I know,
me.
you're a big person.
Yeah.
I mean, you were the bigger person. Oh my gosh. Anyways, somehow we were just becoming friends very
Yes.
quickly until a very quick moment came.
The moment, guys. This will be forever the moment I will tell at every chance that I get. We are actually gonna have a birthday celebration, bestie celebration, and I will be telling the story there too.
Yeah.
It was the moment that I realized that we were friends, and this is a big deal because like I don't know how to make a friend. So when I realized that like we're friends, it's usually I guess long after we've been friends, because right you have a realization moment, and you've already been friends by the time you have the realization moment. But so Zena texted me.
Yeah, I did.
It was a moment I was shook to my core. And I was hanging out in some other chick's room, and I literally had to announce to the entire room that Zena had just sent me a personal text message.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I just was going through a crisis, and I was like, I remember where I was laid in bed against the wall, and I was like typing furiously about my deep issue that I was having, and I was sending it to Hope. I didn't think anything of it, but made an impression.
But I thought everything of it. I was literally honored that she chose me, and I was like, I will not squander this opportunity to prove my trustworthiness.
So dramatic.
It was a moment.
No,
for
it was
me,
good.
though.
It was good.
It was because obviously I liked it you enough that it was gonna matter to me.
I know.
that
This
you
was
chose
like
me.
30 days into us knowing
Yes,
each other. This was October. We met in September.
Yes.
And next thing you know, I'm giving you my deep crisis moment. I really am.
And so things just
And we
moved from
clicked.
there, yeah.
And we didn't even realize that we were becoming best friends so quickly, but we were. We basically, like, after that, we just got real close real fast.
Yeah.
Second semester, we was a duo. We were a duo by that point.
We were.
Our roommate wasn't spending a lot of time in the room as much, so we just had a lot more time to
Right.
get to know each other.
And we retreated to the room.
Yeah, we're room people. We
Yes.
are inside people. We're not activity people. So
I feel like because that like first semester, you know, even if you're not like an activity person, you're just more prone to being out of your room because
Yeah.
that's just the nature of
yeah, you're like,
starting
let
college.
me check out this campus, meet people.
Right. But by second semester, it was just like, okay, I'm
I'm
back
settled in.
back to who I am.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
gonna stay in the room, and we just both stayed in the room for hours
Yeah.
and hours and
And
hours.
hours and hours.
And we have mad fun
We have so much fun.
doing what appears to be nothing,
Appears.
but it is everything.
Everything. Absolutely everything.
Yes, and so it became a full-on duo at that point.
I know. At that point, we felt like we were living in a double.
Yes.
And so we were just like, this is the double life. It's
Yeah.
just you and me.
I know, we're just
I don't know what that is.
summer parties every day.
I know. Slumber parties. That's college.
That is, yeah, it's really cool.
And that's what we did for the rest of school. We just spent the next 3 years living just the two of us.
Just the two of us,
It-
and we ensured that it was
Ensured.
just gonna be the two
Did
of us.
everything in our power.
Because I just want to know that when you move past your second year at this campus, you have to either live in a 4-bedroom apartment or a 6-bedroom townhouse.
That's dramatic.
And that was never going to happen for me.
Torture.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Even if I loved it, other people, the way I loved it, Zena, I was just never going to live with that many people.
That's a lot of people to manage.
It is.
It's a lot of stress, conflict.
So we made sure we got that special housing on lock. There were only like, I think, a handful of double apartments on campus.
Handful.
And we made sure we locked and loaded that thing.
And we lived in it for the next, so after our sophomore year where we lived just the two of us,
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, it was that traditional dorm, 2 people, small rooms, long
long-ass
hallway, co-ed.
Yep.
But we decided that for the next 2 years, our upperclassmen years, just us two. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, one, just us.
Just us.
That's it.
Yep. And we lived in the same exact
I
apartment.
know, for 2 years.
For 2 years.
It blurs. I don't know which year is which sometimes, but
It's so crazy because we just moved out for the summer just to move right back in, which is really nice because I'm just like, I was the last person to exist. My cells.
gosh, yeah.
My skin cells. Okay, maybe that's crazy. But for me, that gives me comfort to know
it's
that
true.
my dirt was the last dirt
I know.
in this apartment.
No one else was living.
Yeah.
Their cells are not all over the place.
Yeah, no one else was griming.
Also, we took as many classes as we possibly could together as well.
Yes.
So not only did we spend the school year together with not in the apartment, in the class.
Yes.
And then during the breaks, we was like, hey, I'm gonna go to your place for 2 weeks. You're gonna come to my
while
place
we were
for.
on the campus going to every class together, we were also riding our bikes that we bought together.
Oh my gosh,
around
we
the
rode our
campus.
bikes around campus. Write in the comments if you know us and you
Yeah.
saw us on campus.
Riding our bikes into the buildings.
Yes. Honestly, give us an emoji down there, but a bike emoji.
Let us know.
And a heart.
Yeah, because
Because it's beautiful.
and mind you, I didn't even start in the same major, but somehow
I know
we
you
ended up in
didn't.
the same major and we ended up taking the same classes.
Yep.
And it was beautiful.
And the last year,
Yeah, the last year was a big year because it was a transition year because,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I guess a transition always has to come at the end of college.
we couldn't live together forever.
I know. We might have, you know, if things didn't think the
I
way
know
that
if
they
things
did.
didn't. I know.
But I had also been in a relationship and I had been engaged by the time we hit our last year of school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was getting married and also leaving this side of the country.
Yeah.
I
We did our well, you got married,
got married
and
the second to last semester.
then we did a super senior semester,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I was
you were
lifting off.
You were lifting off.
I was actually I didn't. I actually
you
didn't
didn't lift off. I was
drove.
like, wait, you're lifting off.
No,
you
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
lift.
I didn't.
You didn't lift.
It felt right, but it wasn't.
I know.
I drove.
You drove.
We drove. Yeah.
And after I, graduated, I went to Sri Lanka for 6 weeks. I did voluntourism. We'll get into that another time.
Yeah.
But I did it, and that was what happened at that point in my life. I was worried. I was like, man, I've just lived my last 4 years with this one person, like literally almost every day.
Yes.
And I was just like, I just caught myself at one point talking to like one of the people that I met there and was just like, what's gonna happen now? Like, I don't know. This was like weeks after this semester ended. You were gone. I was in another country. It was like big bang. I mean, you were already married, so our one transition had already happened. You weren't living together anymore, but it was just like, is our friendship going to change forever because you're just literally on the other side of the country?
I will add though that super senior semester we were both commuting to class.
Yeah.
I was married, but you were sleeping over
Oh my gosh, yes.
my in-laws' house that I was living in with my
I was
husband.
very close to the in-laws.
Yeah.
I slept there. I had a
So-
room. I mean, I didn't have a room, but I had my area.
So it was honestly a sweet little transition though.
It was
living together,
slow.
so together
Mm-hmm.
to not. It was and it was just crazy because when you went to Sri Lanka, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna be able to talk to her. Like that was like the first time in our lives that like in at least in the last 4 years
That
that,
it was,
we
like,
were also
completely
not gonna
inaccessible.
be able to be in constant communication, even if it wasn't seeing each other in person. So not only have I moved across the country, but now you are in a completely different time zone and limited
Like 16
like
hours.
access.
I know. Oh yeah, I was working. Like I was working all day. I mean, not all day every day, but I was working a full work day every day in a country that I didn't know anybody except for the people who came to do the program with me.
It was like a moment. Like I had to
Yeah, I was.
I don't know, like figure out life without being in constant communication.
Yeah. We were just each other's support for so
were.
long. Like we realized we didn't really know why we needed each other, but we really
Not at
just
the
needed
time.
that body doubling, someone to like be there to do everything, to help me get to class, to help me like do anything.
Literally anything. Cook,
Keep my routines,
clean.
cook, clean.
show up anywhere.
Yeah. Do extracurriculars. It's
Yes.
just less pressure when you're showing up somewhere and you know someone.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Less pressure to show up to a class when you know someone or like start
Someone
anything.
to do your homework with, someone to study your test with, someone to write
Someone to
essays
look over
with.
your papers. Yep.
Someone
Someone
to
to be
live in
at
the
the library
library
with
with
you.
you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was just a big transition. But you know what?
I feel like that period was, just looking back, it just made sense.
Yeah.
It was like a nice clean break almost to then to restart again.
Yeah.
after you had time to do your own thing and I had time to live my own life. Like I had to figure out like living on my own, and like you weren't there in a sense to like walk me through it, which is crazy. But like, I don't know. I think it worked well.
Yeah, it worked out well. And, we quickly realized that technology was going to do everything. And because we're so we're so in tune and we're so homey that you lose nothing when you're on FaceTime, because what would we be doing if we were together? This.
Yep.
So on FaceTime, I'm just going to look at you.
Pick up the phone, just talk. Literally set it up too.
Yeah.
Set it the way that we lived life together was the same way that we would FaceTime. Cooking, cleaning,
do things,
just existing. All while
and talking for many hours.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, can I just say the time that we in the dining hall where we talked one day, we went in on a Sunday morning. So went out to have breakfast, Sunday morning, and we're just like, we stayed there the entire day until it closed. We did. We sat in the dining hall, had breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then went home. We didn't go anywhere.
Nope.
So that's the type of conversations we could have. Yep. So what was going to be the difference when you're on FaceTime at home?
No difference. None. And honestly, even knowing everything about ourselves and our friendship, it still was like, this is uncharacteristic. This is nothing like I've ever seen, that we can maintain such a high frequency of friendship in different time zones across the country. Haven't seen each other for months.
And then when we see each other, it's like, doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Nope. Just another moment. And I had started working at my full-time job while you were in Sri Lanka. And once you came back, you were transitioning into a full-time gig. But in that in-between time, I remember this moment because you would FaceTime me during my lunch breaks. I would literally be sitting with my coworker. My coworker knew you because I would be FaceTiming you on my lunch breaks at work. I would have an hour lunch break, and I'd be sitting outside because beautiful California campus, and I would be FaceTiming you.
I forgot. I know when you would get that cinnamon thing that you love so much.
Oh my gosh, that cinnamon monkey bread. It was so good.
I know. Okay, so fast forward. I mean, the Super Seniors year, I actually started a relationship myself. Yes. And then next thing you know, a couple years later, I was getting married. And you was my matron of honor.
I know.
And that was, such a special time. And it was good.
I flew back to the I was going to say to the country. It was all one country. But I flew back twice. I flew back to witness your engagement. And then I flew back to be your matron of honor.
I know.
That's bestie.
I know. That's bestie.
Yeah, that's bestie. And somehow was like able to also like help you so much with your wedding while not being
anywhere.
Nope.
I honestly, weddings are so stressful. Like I try not to think about it because honestly, think about how much you have to plan and people and everything.
So then we both, it's so crazy because like somehow we always end up like in just like similar seasons of life.
Yeah.
Things can look so different, but somehow like the rhythms of our lives are very similar. And so at this moment, we both left corporate US.
Yeah. I was starting grad school.
And I had just had my daughter.
I know. You did.
I know. I had a whole baby. And I had a pregnancy.
I'm still so sad I didn't get to like be there for like the whole thing.
I know, but you came for my baby shower, which was like
I
so
know.
nice.
I really did. Bestie vibes.
I know.
I flew out for the baby shower.
Guys, I was trying to get pregnant.
I still maintain that you got pregnant on my wedding night.
On her wedding was my fertile window. That whole week was my fertile window. So, you know. And so we that was when I got pregnant. Yeah. I don't know what day, obviously, but it lined up that she got married and I conceived a child in the same week.
Amazing.
Yep.
That's so beautiful. Uh-huh. But yeah, we both left, the corporate jobs, and I started school. You was the mom.
Yeah.
And we was still just jiving.
Yep.
Same old thing.
I can just remember too, I don't know, I feel like I have key pictures in my head, and one picture is I'm, fresh mom. Mm-hmm. You're no longer at work, and we're FaceTiming, and I literally have the boppy pillow around my waist.
Oh my God.
I was constantly breastfeeding Indy while we were on FaceTime.
Dang.
Because we would FaceTime for so long that Indy would wake up, feed, sleep, go through a whole long sleep, wake up again, and do it again, all in one call. So I just felt like I feel like Imbi was just constantly always being like on this side on the boppy and then on this side and then I would let her sleep on the boppy. She would just fall asleep while we were talking. That's why Tia Zena has always been.
I know. I was always there. I just wish I got to see more of it. I just, life, and I get to see so much more now. Which brings me to when this was 2019, so then 2020 rolls around.
Yep.
And we all know what happened in 2020, don't we?
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about it.
Shit-ass painful ass year.
Basically. Honestly, 2 shit-ass painful ass years, but we won't get into it.
Yeah.
I mean, we will, actually. We actually are going to get in. Damn it.
We certainly will. Honestly, there's so much to say on that year, and it's really hard to put into words.
I think for most people, it's really hard to capture what 2020 was.
Right.
It was huge.
But we are absolutely going to get into it.
Yeah, we are.
In the season to come, there is going to be a lot there that you'll be able to really get a deep look into that year.
And we hope that the stories of 2020 and 2021, which we're going to briefly touch on today, but we hope that the conversations that we're going to get into in the podcast are just going to really resonate and create like a good dialogue for those experiences.
For sure.
What happened in 2020, Hope?
I feel like, with what that year was, it was just so beautiful that our friendship was still the same.
Yeah.
Because it was a hard ass year, and we leaned on each other so much. Like that happened to be the record of our longest FaceTime, which was 17 hours.
Yeah, really, it was 17. I thought it was 15.
No, it was 17. Logan reminded me. It was 17.
17 hours. That sounds ridiculous, does it not?
Yeah.
It's not that crazy for us, but it was a moment because it was the longest FaceTime we had ever had.
Yep.
I could have sworn it was 15, man.
Okay, maybe
it's okay. It's not that deep.
Yeah,
it's not
15, 17. That's a long time. I'm barely awake for 15 hours a day. Am I?
Most people aren't.
No, okay.
I think like 18 hours is like the top.
Yeah,
because that's a long time to be awake. Or is it 15, 16? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm giving too much into numbers.
But that was a year. I mean, obviously for everybody, but I feel like it was also just it was another transitioning point in our friendship, in which we started to, I don't know, just like decolonize life, redefine life. What does life look like? We were having like almost like the deep ass conversations that we were having in college, but in a different tone.
A totally different tone. We had different perspective, and I think in 2020 it was just like how apparent the need to decolonize was. It was like, I think we'll get into this, but we had such a mindset where we just didn't realize there was so much we didn't realize about. I mean, decolonization wasn't even in our vocabulary for years prior, and I think we were walking each other through these like really intense and like uncharted conversations with, like you said, a new tone, a different perspective,
maturity,
and openness for sure. So that was huge.
And then I moved back.
Then you moved back,
which was, I mean, I would say like it was all on popping, but it wasn't, because it was in the middle of the pandemic and we still wasn't seeing each other. But it was like, I don't know, the prospect of being able to be in person again was obviously like, I don't know, who wouldn't want that? Even though the friendship was the same, it was nice to know that, hey, we can get together more often. Yeah. We can go shopping
There's
together.
just more opportunities now.
Yeah.
We could just get up and go somewhere if we wanted to.
Yep.
But then 21 rolls around, and more realizations and more conversations, deep discussions. Honestly, we were just rolling in conversations. Like things were just heating up.
Yes.
And it was almost a year ago now that we were just like dissecting our lives and dissecting our lives and coming to the conclusion that we're neurodivergent.
Yep.
Both of us. And this makes a lot of sense to our friendship.
Yes.
In our whole lives, but our friendship specifically was making a lot of sense. Things were clicking.
Just, I mean, if there was a piece that was missing, this was it.
And it's sad because really so many people, and we can get, we'd love to talk about this. So certainly leave in the comments if this is a discussion that you want to have or anything that you want to know.
If you are neurodivergent, let us know.
Let us know. Because so many people live without knowing. And it's so hard. And it doesn't have to be. And so it was just a difficult thing that we felt was completely a life-changing event and moment where we were just like, oh my God. It was like a breath of fresh air. It was morning, obviously. Yes. It was so like, it was huge. And
it was incredibly life-changing. And I feel like life-changing, honestly, doesn't even do it justice.
No, because it's such a phrase. It doesn't really get to that.
No, it doesn't. That realization changed everything.
Yeah. So that just wasn't the only thing that... the big thing that happened in 2021. we were talking about a lot of things, dissecting our lives. We came to this big realization of neurodivergence. And then, since 2020, we have been talking about some really deep subjects and talking about our faith and talking about religion, and just what wasn't sitting right. And just a lot of just realizing how some of the harmful stuff that was going on in our lives and in the system itself. And so, yeah, but there was a lot of things we weren't maybe saying, even though we were talking a lot about it. We were really digging into it.
And I think, just looking back at it, it wasn't anything that, at least, I mean, this is how I feel. It wasn't anything that we were intentionally leaving out. I think it's, this thing is deeply personal. Mm-hmm. And it's a personal, it must be personal in order for it to be real and it to be your own choice. And so I feel like it wasn't an active leaving out. It was just genuinely this is something that you spend time processing.
For me, I wanted to talk about it because I think I had come to some realizations, just after a long time, and I just didn't know how to bring it up. And then also just waiting for the right time and just being patient that the conversation would come and I'd be able to talk about it when it was the right time to talk about it, instead of because I think the transition too was not everything has to be discussed all the time. Yeah. And so,
I feel like I was also afraid in the sense that it would bring me there before I was ready to accept that it was there.
Yeah. So, and what are we talking about? What did, you said the thing, so.
So, we chose to really pursue Christianity at the same time. Yeah. And so I just knew that, we have been talking a lot and it's probably time that we talk about the God thing.
Yeah. We have been talking a lot about Christianity and stuff. So, we should really get into what's going on with God,
where are you at with that?
Yeah. Good question. And, when we had that conversation, we said, we was getting into the God thing. And I said something along the lines of, I wouldn't even consider myself a Christian anymore.
And I was like, yeah, me neither.
And I had the shock of a lifetime because I didn't expect that. I didn't expect you to be like, yeah, me neither.
I know. I feel you said it. You didn't even believe me.
I just thought
not believe me, but you didn't think we were saying the same exact thing.
Because I felt sure. I was like, I'm not. I was kind of trying to downplay because it's a terrifying thing to say to someone, especially someone who has been on the ride of Christianity with you the entire time. But at the same time, I knew that I was sure, and I just felt I was like, I don't think we're saying the same thing. I don't think hope. Because I was so not expecting it that I couldn't believe that you could possibly have been saying the same thing that I was saying. I was like, maybe it's does it feel that way? But she still is on some level.
I know.
Because it's possible to be. It is.
It is totally possible. And I'm just, obviously I can't zap myself fully back to that moment. But there, at least for me and the way that I was indoctrinated, I was never going to say that I wasn't unless I wasn't. Yeah. There was never a chance that I was going to even play with it. Because
you wouldn't even think it.
No, and I wouldn't even joke about it because I would think I'd be damned to hell. Yeah. And so there was no way that
the thing is, you wouldn't even think of joking about it though. No, it just wasn't even on the table to even not be a Christian. No. That's not a thing.
That's not a thing, actually. That's anti-reality.
Yeah. Yes.
That is how that's the deep best. Yeah, because it was
remember that
brain.
Quote.
Yes.
That was
to deny. Yeah.
To deny Jesus is to deny reality. That's how we thought.
There's no way that I was gonna say that. It was a scary moment for me.
Of course.
Because it was in a sense the proof that I had lost it all. Yeah. Like I said, because there's no way I would have ever said that unless that shit was already gone.
Yeah. It was already gone.
And I when I said we had to talk about the God thing, it was it wasn't that I didn't know that we were, I just didn't know. I didn't know.
Neither of us knew the extent to which the other person was done. Yep. Wild. So we were just oh. So then we just started moving different.
I know.
We was having different conversations.
We started moving different.
We started moving different.
Yes.
And so the rest of 2021 was just having a lot of conversations about deconstructing and decolonizing and just transitioning and practicing new life and new everything.
Literally, new life.
New life. Everything on the other side is just fucking new.
Everything on the other side is first.
First, yeah. It's rough.
Anything you thought you lived, you didn't. Because you never granted yourself full access on the other side. And I know we're going to get into that way more, but I just have to say, like, it is a brand new life.
Yeah. And for anyone who knows us, we are going to be getting into this. So, like, if you're interested in hearing our story to how we got there, this is just a brief introduction to basically starting friendship to literally this moment. And so we wanted to really cover how we met and all that stuff and get into, like, that. Because we are going to be getting into our journey as Christians.
Yes. And I know that for anybody who knew us previously, like right now we are talking really light about something that was an experience of a lifetime to go on that journey. And it's going to fall on ears in a lot of different ways. Yeah. And though we are talking lightly, it was not light. And it was not something that we came to lightly at all. And I'm sure that people are curious. And so...
Oh, yeah. And so this is big news.
Yeah.
For some people, because, you know, we're not having conversations with every person we've ever known.
Right.
And so this is going to be the way that some people are going to find out. So interesting, right? Let's have a conversation about it, truly. We are really ready and looking forward to conversations about this. And that's what we're getting ready to dive into.
So here we are.
So this is where we are now.
This is us.
This is now here.
Hi.
I know. Hello. You were like meeting for the first time.
I feel like we just caught up
for real
to us right now.
Yeah.
Welcome. I feel like I just need to reset and just say hello. Hey guys. Like I'm honestly so happy that you're here. And I'm so happy that we're doing this.
I know.
And I'm really excited for what we have in store.
I know. I honestly feel so blank because I'm like, what is coming?
I know.
Like we have our plans, but it's like I don't know what's on that other side. Yeah. So I'm like, I gotta see it.
There's a whole world to this podcast.
I know.
We are a whole world.
I know.
Up here.
We are really a whole ass world.
Yep.
And our friendship is a whole ass world. Honestly, shout out to anyone who has like known us for over the years and has seen our friendship and has been baffled or amazed.
I know.
Confused. Yeah.
Unsure.
It's been interesting, no doubt.
Yes.
We're definitely interesting people, and that's not a brag. That's just, I guess, the reality. Yeah. Especially when we're a duo. I think that's what makes it's very interesting.
It's very much so a spectacle.
For sure. And we're leaning into it.
Yes.
We're leaning into it.
Why resist?
No.
Yep.
No.
So here we are.
This is life.
Yeah.
We're in 2022 now. We have caught up to the present. We are hitting our 10-year Annie this year of being friends. 2022. September. 10 years. We're going to have a celebration. Stories will be told. Pictures will be shared.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're having a formal ass event.
I know.
It's going to be good. And so, I mean, that wraps up the first episode.
I know.
That's the first episode.
This is the first
freaking episode of the Willow Hour.
I know. It's not a wrap right now because we still have a couple things to say, but it's a wrap. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
You know, on a set. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
We did it. Anyways, so thank you for being here. We're super freaking grateful that you sat here. If you honestly really sat here through this whole podcast, like please share with us your thoughts.
Yeah.
Give us some. Give it to us.
In every way.
I don't know how else to put it. Just honestly, please.
And because honestly, this is new for us.
This is new.
We have been doing this a long time, but we have never been doing this. Yeah.
Yeah. So our season 1 is gonna be about our deconstruction. We are gonna be digging. Get your shovels ready. Yes. Get your shovels ready.
Yep.
Because we are gonna be digging. Honestly, I'm gonna get a shovel. Because we're gonna be digging into our stories, how we got to, where we came from. Because we have different experiences as far as like how we grew up, and that should make for some very interesting conversations.
Yep.
And
it will really inform where we are now.
Yeah. And I think there's so many people. I think the big thing is there's actually so many people going through this right now. And I think the pandemic has really brought a lot of, I mean, not just the pandemic, but this period in time has really brought a lot of people to this questioning and deconstructing. And it's not something to, yes, it's a big thing, and there's a lot to it, and it's scary, and it's a lot, but it's not something that you're alone in. And so we just want to have a conversation about it and lend our voice to anyone else who might be going through this.
Yep.
And yeah, there's a lot more to it. We'll get into it. So that's going to be our season 1. And if you have any ideas on things that you want us to talk about, any questions that you have based on what we've talked about, or just what is deconstruction,
anything.
And
honestly,
as we talk,
we want to hear from you.
We really do. So please feel free to share, but not if you're a troll.
Trolls will evaporate.
We evaporate trolls here. Thank you. So, yeah, ask us questions, send us ideas, give us your thoughts. We are excited to talk.
Subscribe.
If you haven't subscribed already and you made it this far,
yes.
Come on.
Everybody has the Gmail.
Subscribe.
Just do it.
True.
Click it. And also follow us on social media.
Yes.
At the Willow Hour.
The Willow Hour.
Us. Just follow us.
I know.
Follow.
It'll be a good
keep
time.
up to date, yeah. And obviously, pay me.
Yeah, pay us. If you are enjoying it, if you're getting something out of it, let's exchange.
Yes.
We give, you give.
Yes.
No, but we will have our information down below. So if you are inclined
really
to
do, feel like you want to give us something, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's it. See you soon. See you next time. Deuces.